UK, 74% of people give to charity. 35% say they'd be happy to leave a gift in their will once family and friends have been provided for. And yet, sadly, only 7% of people actually leave a gift. The impact for UK charities if just 4% more people left a will could be an extra £1 billion for the important causes our charities support. So it really is our challenge as fundraisers to look at how we can make the process simple and comfortable for our donors to contribute their support even when they've gone. And of course, to make sure we feel comfortable about asking. So many fundraisers feel uncomfortable about asking people to leave gifts in their wills, but the reality is that writing a will is the only way anyone can be certain that their wishes will be followed after they die. Writing a will means you can appoint people you trust to manage your affairs once you're gone and care for the future of your loved ones. Inheritance tax legislation also means that if you don't prepare it properly, a substantial part of what you leave behind may go to the state. Without a will, you have no control over what happens, and the court will decide how your property and possessions are distributed. So what does a legacy gift look like? Well, when a person leaves a gift in their will, it can either be a specific sum of money, such as a £300 gift, that they specify should go to charity. This is called a pecuniary legacy. They can also leave a percentage of what is left of the estate once the other specific legacies have been made to friends and family, and any debts that were left have been paid. This is called a residual legacy. So if £2,000 is left behind after all other gifts and debts have been covered, and they've specified that 20% should go to charity, then £400 will be donated to the charity. The difference between the gift types is important not just for giving guidance to your donors, but also because there's often a difference for your forecasting. When specific sums are set, they often lose value over the years before a will comes into force, whilst estate values tend to increase over time. It's why the average value of a gift from a set donation amount can be approximately £3,000, whilst a percentage of the residue can be closer to £50,000. Legacies play an important role in the long-term future of a charity, and studies have shown us that our legacy donors are some of our most discerning donors. They like to see information on the performance of the charity and have higher expectations of the customer service they will receive as donors. They look for reassurance that the organisation will be around and living their values after they've gone. In fact, legacy donors like to hear less about specific and urgent needs of the charity and more about the big picture views of the organisation's long-term ambitions. This means less about the detail of how the charity delivers its services or even wants to deliver its services, and more about why it wants to be around. Talking about the wider impact of the organisation rather than just your immediate beneficiaries is also more appealing to legacy donors. And if you can help them to see the organisation's long-term planning objectives and talk about your work in the positive rather than the negative, you can show them the value of their gift. Legacy fundraisers approach existing donors through direct mail campaigns and increasingly use face-to-face meetings. Another approach is to find and work with solicitors who are specialists in probate and estate planning. They can often be extremely helpful in helping you to understand the process of making and managing a will and support any of your members who want to make one. Increasingly, charities are also hosting their own legacy events to recruit pledgers. It gives the charity the chance to speak face-to-face with potential donors and gather a sense of how many people are keen to leave a gift in their will. Remember, a pledge from someone on the night is not an actual legacy. Their circumstances or minds may change over time. If you're venturing into legacy fundraising for the first time, then one of the key areas you'll want to manage is the language used when you communicate, not only with donors leaving you a legacy, but also with the family and friends who are related to your donor once they've passed. It goes without saying that the words and tone you choose need to be caring, personal, and accurate, and reflect the values of your charity and your donor. It's invaluable to have everyone in your charity on board with your legacy programme. They all help to build the right ethos and impression that the charity gives. You might want to develop a short session to introduce your staff and volunteers to the process of leaving a gift through a will and the financial value it could have for your organisation. You could also use this time to reassure them of the clear guidelines and boundaries that you'll put in place and follow to protect the reputation of the charity and the relationship with your donors. If you're keen to find out more about legacy fundraising, then why not take a look at the Institute's Code of Fundraising Practice about legacies. You could also take one of our courses in legacy fundraising or join us at our annual Legacy Conference. Why not also check out Remember a Charity, a consortium of charities that are working together in the UK to promote legacy fundraising. By joining their membership, they can help you stay on top of latest trends and UK policy and guide you through the process of setting up legacy fundraising.